Hello there and welcome to episode number 5 of the season 2 of Nothing But Respect, an unofficial Celtic Football Club podcast hosted by Hail Hail Media. I'm OCBhoy and today I'm joined by Brucehillbhoy as we come together about 24 hours after Celtic's fantastically entertaining 3-3 draw in Manchester City. So how you doing, Bruce?
How you doing? I'm not too bad, thanks very much.
So Celtic had it was the second match in the group after the 7-0 defeat from Barcelona on matchday 1. It was our first home game. What was your thoughts going into the game, Bruce? What did you make of the team that was picked?
My thoughts were I was quietly confident. Like a few people that I follow on Twitter, I think they were quite, obviously not wildly confident, but you could see people throughout the day start saying, you know what, I can just see sneaking something in. I said last week on here that I felt something special was going to happen at Celtic Park. I didn't see anything on Saturday from Celtic or Man City to, change my view on that. I thought that we were going to be right up for it, and I was glad to see that we came out and played really well. The team, no complaints with the team. I think we just about predicted it, didn't we, after the pod. Delighted to see them go with the 4. Thought that was key. Didn't want to sit in against them. It's alright doing that against Barca, but Man City, they're a good team, whatever, but they don't deserve that level of respect yet, in my opinion.
I think only 2 changes. Obviously, Doris de Vries went off injured at half-time against Kilmarnock, and Kolo Toure returned for Joseph Simunovic, which I think was widely expected. But I think I would have been a bit disappointed if we'd went with a back 5 again, because I imagine Rodgers, he says as much after the Barca game, they were just too passive and standoffish, and even Guardiola says it in the pre-match press conference. He says he fully expected to get more of a performance like he'd seen Celtic play against Rangers than he did the one he'd seen against Barcelona. So he predicted something special would happen, and little did we know that it would happen within the first 5 minutes when Celtic were awarded a free kick. And what did you make of the free kick? It came and ended with Mr. Dembele scoring a goal. What did you make of the set piece?
We've been trying stuff like that since Rodgers came in. I think every game I've watched, we've tried it at least once, maybe for a corner or a free kick. We've tried some sort of kind of, trick play, as you would call it in American sports. But it was great. I mean, you could see it happening, like everybody running forward, and then you seen Forrest at the back post, and it was perfectly executed. I think it was Beaton that played it in. And Forrest did his bit, smacking it across goal. Sviatchenko should have busted it out with the header. But it seemed me. I think it's actually going in the corner, to be fair to Sviatchenko. And Dembele gets his cell in the road and knocks it in, albeit from a slightly offside position. Probably
just offside, but I think they things will go for you and against you.
Well, it didn't go for us in the Nou Camp when Barcelona's 5th goal was ruled out, and it was offside, and the ref let him play on and he scored. So he'd say it was 5 and a 5th goal and a 7-0 down, but it was a second goal in quick succession, you know what I mean? It was a goal that kind of finally put the heats down. So we'll take more luck when we can get it in the Champions League. We know not even to get out this group, but to get anything in this group, we're going to need to take the luck that we get.
Definitely. Okay, so as would be the case, we would find out it would be the case, Celtic failed to hold on to the lead for more than 10 minutes, and a little under 5-6 minutes later, Fernandinho got his 2nd goal of the season. It was a nice finish. What did you make of City's first goal?
First time they were out their own horse, to be honest, in 12 minutes. Celtic, for the first 10-12 minutes, were absolutely fantastic. They were all over. And you're like, God, Celtic might, I jokingly say to you that they 2-0 up after 10 minutes, but it nearly happened a couple of times. But as you say, they couldn't hold on. I thought it was a nice goal. Bad luck. The ball falling to Fernandinho was, I think his Kolarov shot's going well wide, but I mean, you can't take it for Fernandinho. It's a terrific first touch and a great finish. Can't blame anybody really. Defence are doing their job. It's just one of the things. He's on, he's on side. He's on the last line. He gets the break up on scores. You can't really point fingers.
I think they were unlucky. So there was a few times in that move, like that they almost cleared it because from the corner that it came from, like Sviatchenko done fantastic to stop David Silva scoring that put the ball out for a corner in the first place. And then there was a few times they just couldn't get it away. And I think a team like City, like we got the break with the offside call, and Fernandinho got the break with a shot going straight to him. But little did that, it didn't dishearten Celtic at all. In fact, Celtic just came out again, and I don't know about you, but I just felt the response to conceding that equaliser was brilliant from Celtic. Just Man City seemed a bit stunned by the Celtic players just pressing them absolutely everywhere all over the pitch.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I thought that City were probably thinking, we've got the goal now, Celtic will get into their shell and, we'll pick them off. Not about it, Celtic, as you say, straight after the goal. I was worried, I think everybody was worried, because I think people were maybe hoping they could, ride that, early goal right through it, maybe about 30 odd minutes, and then maybe try and nick a second before half time and then defend for a second half. But we came out, it was just the way we came at them straight away. There were no fear in any of the Celtic jerseys, and obviously, it was a kind of surprise to get a goal, but there were only one team that looked like scoring in that first half. Like throughout the first half, to be honest. And it was Celtic.
When the second goal did come, it came from nice. It came from a City attack. Lustig got it, played it to Beaton. I thought Beaton was fantastic. He just put it past Fernandinho and gave it into Tom Rogic, who
played in Sinclair.
I'll come on it, but he did find Tierney with it, and Tierney's cross-come shot came off Raheem Sterling and hit the back of the net, and I thought it was a fantastic goal. I know what you're saying about Sinclair, but I thought if anything, Sinclair's run also pulled the City defenders in and gave Tierney that space.
Oh no, he played the right pass. That was only kidding. As you say, Sinclair's opened up with the gap for Tierney to go forward, and that's your left back. We won the ball at the back. I think Toure won it, and he gave it to Forrest, who gave it to Lustig, who gave it to Beaton. So in the space of 3 passes, it's went from one full back to the other. Sinclair's got a tap in, to be honest, if the ball comes across to him. So I think we all want to give a go to Kieran Tierney, didn't we? I mean, I think everybody was certainly for Terry, I was where I was sitting, and Moncos was a kind of wee bit away for Terry, but I just thought Tierney would keep it in near post, and I was kind of gutted to see that Sterling had in fact put it in, but that was a great goal. It was a great counter-attack, and we, at that point, you're like, right, sit in, get to half-time, 2-1 up and take it from there. But if you just epitomised the response, that we refused to go into our shell, which was great to see.
Aye, definitely. I know what you're saying about Tierney as well. I think 99% of Celtic fans are crediting him with a goal anyway, so it'll always be his goal for us. As you say, Celtic probably, of course they would have liked to have took the lead in half time, but probably one of the few times in the first half that we did make a mistake. Moussa Dembele was short with a pass to Scott Brown, and it led to City's second equaliser of the night. What did you make of that?
Thought it was Dembele's fault. Don't want to hang him too much, because it was exactly the way. It was exactly what I mean when I say when Dembele puts something together, he's going to be an absolute superstar. And it's things like that where he brings the ball in well, and Forrest gives him a good option down right, but he opens the space up and just get it back to Lustig or play it. You can switch it, play with players there. And he held on it, and he sailed Brown shot in. Brown was a wee bit soft in attack. I know Roy Keane was blaming Scott Brown for the goal, but for my money, I thought Dembele held on to the ball too long, was a wee bit short. But, I mean, I know we give the ball away, and we did get punished, but the finish, the pass for Silva, and the finish for Sterling was just incredible. Last year, 6 months ago, Sterling would... 2 hands would have happened. He'd either have put it wide or he wouldn't have got a shot away. And but he took that, it was just, and that, it's alright being on about the atmosphere and how great it is. That boy took that goal really well, and especially after scoring an OG. But that was one of the only times, people were raving about Sterling last night, but in my opinion, the only way he got a wee bit of joy was when he came after one and stopped playing Tierney. I don't know what you made of that.
I thought they matched each other really well. I think, I'm not going to say Tierney had the better aim all night, because I thought Sterling did get by him once or twice, but I think that'll do Tierney the world of good. Coming up against a player who is rejuvenated. Like I said to you last week, although it's a totally different scale, because Sterling's in the Premier League and costs £49 million. Like I say, it's very similar to the way that Forrest has been rejuvenated under Rodgers, that Sterling's just a different player, like you say. Last season he probably wouldn't have scored that, but I thought Tierney will win from it, but he held his own as well.
I agree with you in the way that Sterling and Tierney were both 8/9 out of 10s. I thought both of them had great games, and sometimes when you get caught up in these kind of man versus man battles, you think one of them's got to have a great game, the other one's have a poor game. I thought the two of them were very, very good, and Sterling will probably, obviously there's a lot of attacking fullbacks in the Premier League, but Sterling will probably know a shift like that in a long time, and I know he's putting in more work. I like Sterling. I really liked him as a young boy at Liverpool, and he's really impressed me this season. I just thought last night him and Tierney both, as you say, played each other really well, whereas maybe Tierney didn't get a joy against, the boy Beaton, and that played for Bashara, or maybe obviously Messi, but I thought last night both of them kind of rubbed off each other. I thought the two of them had good games. But as you say, it was just another kind of indication that we couldn't hold on the lead. I thought that was the biggest problem last night, is we couldn't get that 10-15 minute spell after scoring. And I think that it was, in a sense, it was because of the way we've been set up, to be aggressive and to just keep going and match City toe for toe. We went right at them, it was great to see. But you just would have thought, a wee bit of hope that we could have held on to a lead.
Aye. So we got to half time and it was 2 each. I think one thing that maybe disappointed me a bit, there was a lot of fans. There's a few around about me, and I know widespread, maybe not widespread, that's probably a bit harsh, but there's a lot on Twitter who were saying, whatever happens, we've done ourselves proud. But I didn't have that attitude. I thought second half, if you just wanted more of the same, because you felt Celtic were as likely a winner as City at that time. What did you think at half time?
I must admit, I wasn't I'm proud of Celtic, whatever happens, but I was genuinely proud of Celtic. They shocked me the way they came out, because to be honest, even though I predicted something special would happen and blah blah, and I was quietly confident, you could just see the game going like the Barcelona. I never ever thought we could beat 7-0 by the way for a minute, but I thought maybe City would pick us a half and maybe on the break maybe hit us 2 or 3. But the way we set up was just were in their faces. But we weren't dirty. We weren't, just kick them. We were aggressive in the sense, we were aggressive with the ball more than we were aggressive with foot, and that was great. And I was saying at half time, I am happy with the way things are going, but they need to back it up now. It's, as you say, you're not like that at all. Whatever happens, no, whatever happens, we need to go on and win now, or at least hold on to draw. But the talk, I know you were at the game, but the talk was how can Celtic keep up this pace for 90 minutes, and don't think anybody expected them to, but started a second half just as good as we started at first.
Aye, definitely. I think one of the people who was saying they didn't think Celtic could keep it up for the full 90 was Steve McManaman, who was commentating on the game, and I think it was famous last word to him, because just as he says it, Kieran Tierney put a ball in the box that Kolarov missed, and Moussa Dembele acrobatically put it in the back of the net, and I don't know about you, but I couldn't believe it. I don't know what your thoughts are when we were back leading in the 46th minute.
No, it was a great goal. It was an absolute stunning goal, and I don't know what it was like at a game. It seemed to have an hour to go in. You just seen Bravo stood shell shocked. But look what happens when you put the ball in the box. You know, good things happen when you put the balls into the box. 3 goals was a cross deep into the box for the first goal, back across goal. Second goal was a ball back across goal. Just put the ball in the box. You know, good things will happen when you put these teams under pressure. And the finish for Dundee was unreal. And I would go as far as saying, you might have mishit it in that. But see if that ball fell with anybody else in their team, they would have laid it off to somebody else. But Dembele, he's got a confidence about him. It's an almost arrogance. And it's not an arrogance in the sense, dare I say it, like a Scott McDonald, where you think, you're not even that very good. It's an arrogance of Chris Sutton. You know, where like, you know what, it doesn't matter who I'm up against, I'm better than you, and I'm going to score. And he never, I mean, even though he gave the ball away for a second goal, he never shied away the whole night. He never shot, you know, he never had, they ran his cell into the run. And it's like, I don't think he's as dominating a personality as something, but I think he's probably, but he should be, very confident in himself. And it's a great finish. I mean, whether he meant to put it in that corner or the other corner, you know, you get it in like that for there. It's brilliant, and it shows you just something that we've got now that we've not had in years, probably since Larson and Sutton. This is players that can harm Nakamura maybe, but players that can harm absolutely any level of opposition. Yeah, I mean, that's enough 2 goals for him at Parkhead. The boy's on fire.
Aye, definitely. I think he's just, see, for a 20-year-old, he's absolutely fearless. Like,
aye,
every ball that went up, he wasn't caring who defender he was. He was right up challenging. Like you say, he gave the ball away for the second goal, but didn't phase him in any way. Comes out and scores. And I think it's such a, we're going to find out that it's such a coup that we got him. And you're now seeing why all these big clubs were supposedly interested in him before we signed him.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. It's, when he goes, he's going to go for a record, or he should. He's not going to England, so he's not going to a Stoke or a West Brom or a Crystal Palace. If he goes to England, it'll be Chelsea, Man United, or Arsenal. He's maybe even Man City. He's not going to play relegation fodder football. That boy's got Barcelona right now. You know, I've been thinking about this all day, and I've convinced myself that I'm not going daft. But that boy, see when he's 24, 25, and he puts Everton together, he's going to be at Barcelona playing half Neymar, because Messi has not got long left, a couple of years, maybe 4 or 5 years left on the top level, if he decides to play that long. Suarez has only got a couple of seasons left at the top level. They're going to need somebody. Barcelona can go out and sign players for hundreds of money and stuff, but definitely, in my opinion, which also doesn't matter that much, I think he's a perfect player to spearhead the new Barcelona in 5 years.
So what one do you think is going to be involved in the player exchange, Messi or Suarez?
It'll probably be Suarez to hook up with Rodgers again. But no, in all honesty, it might not go to us. It might not go to Barcelona for us. Although I think they're going to give us ties every chat. I convinced myself this morning when I was going to uni that this boy to get Barcelona right now. He's strong, he's fast, he can score with either foot, he can score with his head, you know, he's intelligent, he's going to the top, and if Celtic get it right with Dembele, and do not sell it the first sign of money for Southampton or something, there will be a bidding war for this boy, and he will go for an absolute fortune. I love him. As somebody says to me last night, I'm already missing him, he's not even left yet.
I think it's good that we realise how good he is, but obviously it's not just us. He was also today, took up a fantastic month for him. He was put on the shortlist for the Golden Boy Award, which is an exclusive award for the best under-21s in the world, so best of luck to him in that. I'm sure you can find a website and vote for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think the website, people will definitely be tweeting about it. Just on that, I know it sounds daft, I don't think he gets on that list if he's at Fulham though. You know what I mean? Even though he's only been here for 3 months, I think it's been his performances at Celtic. Obviously he's very highly rated, but I think he's finally got a platform. He's at a big club, whether he can start being included in these discussions rather than St Hockey plays an English Championship. I really hope he wins that. Although, I think we just need to accept with Dundee that there is going to be interest for him, and we need to enjoy him. I think he'll be here 2 to 3 years. I've got no kind of hope that he'll stay any longer free. But when he puts it together, we're going to remember him very fondly.
Aye, and I think that shows, like Roger says that last night as well, he loves it here, and he's not a daft boy. This is why he came here. He knew he could get to Champions League with Celtic, and really show how good he was. So I think he, again, not in a cockaway, but probably in arrogance, he knows he's too good for a West Brom or a Stoke. So that's probably why he didn't go to anybody in the bottom half of the Premiership.
Exactly. I think the conversation when he signed was, why should I come up here when I've got these? I mean, Spurs had a £7 million bid accepted for him, and I think there's a problem with medical. And Celtic have signed him. I think Rodgers has said that, Rodgers obviously a manager with a good reputation. He's obviously says Champions League, and we need to accept that. Like, we can rave about Celtic's performance all we want, right, which was great, but we've not spoke about obviously City equalising yet, but we need to accept that the majority of our team, and it's just an actual thing, it's just a way of life. Players like Roberts, he's been back to Man City, but like Rogic, Dembele, maybe not Sinclair because he's a bit older, but like Tierney, I know Tierney's Celtic daft, but like these players, Sviatchenko, they're all, it's a short window to them, so we just need to embrace it and encourage it, because it's just a natural way. I think these players are putting themselves in a short window when they play in the Champions League, and if they keep producing performances like last night, then that's no harm done to me.
Aye. So get back to the game. Obviously Dembele puts 3-2 up, but once again Celtic couldn't hold on to the lead, and in the 55th minute Sergio Aguero had a shot saved by Craig Gordon. It was a really good save actually, I thought, and just the one time that he didn't want it just fell straight to Nolito, who made no mistake and put it in the back of the net. What was your thoughts when we conceded the third equaliser?
Kinda like, oh no, here we go again. Couldn't hold on for any longer because they thought Nolito had a chance just after the goal where he could have, for the left hand side of the box, he had it straight at Gordon, and I thought, right, that's their chance. Obviously not in the game, but you're like, that's their chance after the goal, let's build on it, and then they scored. But it was a great pass for Silva and Aguero. I mean, it was a great exchange. I thought it was a great save by Gordon. He does it and he pushes it wide. It's just, he's unlucky that Nolito's came running in. On another night, Lustig would have blocked the shot, so I didn't know what to think, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a 6 each at a point. Couldn't take much more.
Aye, so final half hour for that, Celtic actually were quite pinned back, and Rogic went off, Stuart Armstrong came on, and later in the game Patrick Roberts and Lee Griffiths came on for James Forrest and Neil Beaton. What did you make of the last half hour?
Never at any point, apart from maybe injury time and a couple of minutes before that, did I think, oh God, they're going to score, or Man City are returning the screw now. I thought Man City had the ball, Celtic stood up well. Thought 4 players Gordon, 5 if you couldn't hear me. The back 4 and Gordon, I thought were brilliant. And it's mad to say after losing 3 goals, but I thought Cole Toure was just imperious. Every cross he did away, every time they did a corner it was him. He had a great header at the end, between 2 Man City players who were the bar for a corner. It got to the point where we didn't, deserve to lose the game, and as you say, when he brought Griffiths on, he went 4-2-4. Absolutely bonkers. And something to say that's the right set it should be playing. I agree completely. Why not? Why bring off Dembele for Griffiths, play the 4-5-1 and get beat anyway? You may as well go for it. Go for the win. We want to win at home. Wee bits kind of gutted we never had at least one chance to win it. Something to talk about. But as you say, we were fairly pinned back, but at no point did I think, it's coming. I felt partly due to how Toure and Sviatchenko were playing at the back. Apart from that shot for Gundogan, I never actually thought about the Fernandinho one and all that just went out the bar, that was unlucky, but at never at any point did I see us camped in at the back thinking, it's a matter of time before they score now. You know, we're living dangerously. I didn't think that for a minute. I thought we seen the game out fairly well.
No, I agree. I think we were. I felt pinned back, but at the same time, I didn't think Gordon was getting littered with shots, and I think everybody in the stadium when they seen Lee Griffiths on the touchline thought that Dembele was going off. But I think that's just brilliant. Like, that's the unexpected fact that you still get with Rodgers, where he's like, nah, that'll take Beaton off and just get us another out ball. Like, it was good to see, and like you say, it would have been good if we'd had that one glorious chance. I think the only time we really did get followed was one with Scott Brown. It broke to him, and he tried to play out wide, and it was intercepted. I think you says to me last night you thought he could have maybe had a pop.
I just smacked it first time. It probably ended up in Hampden, but the ball just felt. I know he was kind of stretching this, so just smacked it. Hope for the best. It was one of the nights where it could have hit a corner. I don't know what was happening at Celtic Park last night, but anything could have happened. He took a bad touch and tried to play it wide, but it was. I mean, where did you make it? I mean, you were at the game. You would have heard the atmosphere better than everybody else, really. For the stadium, for the house on the telly, it was just I mean, it just sounded unrelentless. They were really, really, with about 2 minutes to go, there was just a spontaneous roar round the ground, and I must admit I was so stirred in the house. It was just, something caught me. It was just brilliant, and Rodgers get caught up in it for a wee split second and then he composed himself. I thought it was phenomenal. The crowd were absolutely sensational last night.
Aye, it was just your usual Champions League night, but so it was obviously fantastic, and then that last 5-10 minutes it just came out nowhere. I think I was speaking to one of the boys on Twitter, that Dick Rob, and he says City just had the ball in a total nothing area of the park, and Celtic Park just went mental, and it caught people off guard because it was maybe thinking, we're getting further and further pinned back here, let's just try and get the team out, because City wouldn't knew what that was either. Like, I think there was quite a few in the stadium who were looking around as if something must have happened, but it wasn't. It was just raising the players again. Like, I know it's overstated in football saying about the 12th man, but it just makes such a difference at Celtic Park.
Oh, it does, and it doesn't matter how people try and say, it doesn't matter about the fans and stuff. Parky, that Champions League nights, there's nothing like it. And you could see, we were the absolute crop of British football last night. Cream of the crop, we were the absolute apple of everybody's eye. BT gave us the full treatment at Celtic Park. Lineker, was a wee bit disappointed Derek Ray wasn't in commentary, because I think he would have really enjoyed that last night. Someday at champion Scottish football. An awful lot. I was kind of sad that he wasn't there to announce the goals going in, but get full treatment. I mean, it's a 12. It's a 12, man. I was thinking about it today, and I've not had time to look at the City squad list or that, but I know it was Guardiola. I think only Mikel Arteta from Man City or the background staff would actually have been at Park before. Is that right? Or am I? Claudio Bravo, didn't he play, didn't he, no?
It must be right, because Guardiola was saying he was speaking to his former players about it, so I imagine that means they were quite short in knowledge.
I don't think Man City had anybody there last night that played at Celtic Park before, because I know Company was injured. He was a young boy when he played at Anderlecht. But out the players, and I know Toure, Yaya played, but he wasn't there. Don't think anybody there had ever played at Celtic Park before. And that obviously made such a difference, because the first 10 minutes was all Celtic. And City never settled the whole game until maybe 75, 80 minutes. You're like, right, they're holding on to the ball for a wee bit long now. It was just so, I just wish we'd have won, because I hate being dead. I hate being like, I'm so proud of Celtic that after a draw, because you want to be proud of them after a win, but just the way we were getting disrespected, half people in the BBC and all that last night, and it was even during the game, Steve McManaman, anybody that knows Steve McManaman says he played for Liverpool and then he went to Real Madrid. Why is Steve McManaman, he only wants people to remember him playing for Man City, and even the fans don't want to remember because he was rotten for 2 years. so disparaging to Celtic, like, the whole game. I mean, he was gutted when Dembele scored and he was gutted when Tierney scored. And you're thinking, oh, can we just commentate what has been a really good game of football? And I've just, like, Robbie Savage and all that, and Danny Baker and all these people talking about how that, you know, City are going to spank Celtic and going to take 4 and 5 off them. Matt Lawrenson was dead smug about it before the game as well. So he's just like looking at him and going, you know, what, get it right round. He's, you know, Celtic, not only did Celtic, we weren't plucky losers last night, we were equals, and that for me is as good as any.
Aye, it was just good. I think, like you say, just to get back and show, we're not going to lose every game in this group, and we're not going to lie down at Celtic Park and just get beat. Like, to give a bit of credit to, although you had already clowns talking about how City were going to win 5 and 6. Like, you had good English journalists as well there. Like, there was a boy from BBC, and there was like Henry Winter as well. He couldn't talk well enough about the game last night.
You were right. The boy, I can't remember his name. It's like Cheesecake or something. I'm being really disrespectful. Can't
it's
remember
like
the
BBC Blue Zone or something. I think he was.
Aye. Cheesy or something. The guy's name is. He's been down to Man City commentaries for years. I apologise. I'm being dead disrespectful about his name, but he couldn't speak highly enough. He did a wee video on Twitter and he's like, it was sloppy, but you know, he seemed genuinely taken back for the, not just for the atmosphere but for the occasion. And do you know what I says in a podcast with you and Turner, Champions League brings out the best in Celtic, and last night you were seeing the very best of what our club is, and what our club as a football team can do and as a support can do. And as you say, it was just after the game, like, you was just reading journalists, it was like, can't believe the atmosphere. Like, I think when Nolito made it for each, Henry Winter tweeted, absolute privilege to be here. You know what I mean? That's Celtic part they're talking about. It can only be good for us going forward.
Aye. So finished for each and turned out a positive result in the group, because at half time Borussia Mönchengladbach had been winning 1-0 at home in Barcelona, but Barcelona pulled it out of the bag and won 2-1, so put Celtic in 3rd place in the group after 2 games, and I don't think we can complain with it. I think a lot of people thought we wouldn't take a point from the first 2 games. Which your thoughts on Mönchengladbach result?
That took being 3rd after 2 games. I was just thinking we were 2-1 up. Maybe City equalised, but you know, you're raving about how well Celtic are, and then Gladbach score, and you're like, oh, come on, man, he's a break. You know, just he's a break. Oh, couldn't believe it, like, gutted, like, oh, no way are we going to hog, no. You know what I mean, we could conceivably beat Man City, right? They're going to beat Barca, we're going to be back to square one. But no, Barca come back and get 2 goals, and as you say, that's good for us, because me and you were I'm laughing because me and you were talking about last night he's going to Man City in December for a party. He tried to knock City out of Europe.
Well, dear listeners, let us just present to you the story of how Celtic's going to qualify from this group.
So we're going to beat Gladbach home and away after last night, and then Barca are going to look at it and say, if Celtic win we can knock Man City out of Europe, so we're going to do that.
So we've got Barca winning the 2 Man City games.
Yep. And then we've got Celtic beating Barca because Barca want Man City out of the tournament. And then we've got Man City having to beat Celtic and hope Gladbach don't beat Barca in the Nou Camp. And I hope Barca treat Man City like they did with us 4 years ago when they just about... The only thing Barca didn't do for Benfica that night was put a ball in the net themselves.
Do you know what? That's what I thought. See, when Mönchengladbach scored last night, I thought Barca, for all a special relationship, I like to hammer us because Ajax beat them in that last Champions League as well.
So did, remember 10 years ago, Shakhtar beat them and all. We needed, like, we were 3rd place, so we needed to do was draw with Milan and we'd get a place, and Barca get beat, knocked us out of Europe. So they don't like doing us any favours, that's for sure, so I'm not expecting any. I mean, obviously we're just having a wee laugh there last night, but we should, if we play like that against Gladbach, we go in with the same mentality, we should beat.
I've not seen much of them, but I think
They're a good team.
see if we can win that home game, it would put us 4 points clear of them with 3 games to go.
Yeah.
And
A draw earlier would just about seal us Europa League.
as a Pot 4 team, third place is a success. Obviously we want to qualify, and if that's possible, fantastic. But if we get third place in this group, it's a fantastic result for us.
Yeah. We should obviously want to qualify, but we are top 4, so we should be looking at finishing third as a success. Finishing a step above, one place above where you should finish is obviously a success. As you say, if we can beat them next 3 weeks, then you would like to think a draw there would be, because I can't see them winning their last 2 games. You think if we beat them and then draw, we'd be good enough. Not only for the Europa League, but if Barca they take 6 points off City, that Barca game becomes huge.
Aye, because if Barca win the next game and Celtic win the next game, Celtic will go to Germany full of confidence, and City would then need to go to the new camp. And stranger things have happened, that's all I'm saying.
Aye.
Right, so back to the Celtic game. It finished for each. If you could pick out one man, I know you named a few, but if you could pick out one person as your man of the match, who would you give?
I know you're saying, man, it's hard not to get to Dundee. He scored 2 great goals, and he was good, led the line really well. But Colo Toure for me was just absolutely fucking sensational the whole night. Just everything, mopped up everything, and even led out for the back a couple of times. Yeah. Especially, I think it was just before the second goal he pulled one. Just, my man love for this guy just grows every week. We're such a better team when he's in that team. And I know long term we want to go Sviatchenko and Simonovic, but you can't ignore that experience. You can't ignore it. He's a leader. You know what I mean? I know Scott Brown's the captain, and I swear to God I love Scott Brown, and I wouldn't change any. But that man just gave us such a calming, composing influence. He's the leader of that team. Brown might be the captain, but Touré's the leader. And last night, I mean, he epitomised it. He went 94 minutes last night at 36. He's been playing 90 minutes every time he's on.
Aye, and that great clearance, you were talking about, it was in the 92nd minute or something.
Aye, he's leapt between 2 players. Do you know, he's holding, and he'd done it a few times where he wasn't fouling, you know, to get close to Aguero. Wasn't fouling. Keyed around the back of City, had a couple of men queuing up to put that in, and you thought, where have you been? Like, how in the world does this... I know the Premiership down in England's a lot harder than Scotland, right? But how has this guy became part, like, kind of sort of joke figure in the last couple of years? He's a fantastic defender, and I mean, he's 36. I want to be here for 3 or 4 years.
Aye, I'm the same. I'm nearly in tears here at that tribute, because I agree with absolutely every word. He's just fantastic. I wish we'd signed him 5 years ago.
Aye. I mean, 7 years ago he went to Man City for about 26 million, missed him. So, and then obviously went to Liverpool, but and I know it's not down to him solely, right? It's not even down to him solely at Celtic. But if you look at these teams, he went to Man City, right? Aye, it took them 3 years, but they won the league. Got to the Champions League.
He was invincible as well.
He was an invincible at Arsenal, but as I'm saying, as he went to City, right? He improved their team. He improved their club. He took them up a level. He went to Liverpool. They hadn't a chance for the league in years. And he was, you know, he played a lot of games, but he was kind of seen there to kind of help out, you know, kind of back part player. But Liverpool went closest as they've been in years. And now he's at Celtic, and he's took us up such a level. You know, and now you're going, we'll concede goals, but it is that, you score 3, we'll score 4 kind of mentality. Whereas you think, he's saying, like, we done really well last night not to go behind. You can just picture Toure saying to strikers, if you keep scoring goals, we'll make sure you're a goal in front. And we're far from perfect, but it's just, okay, it was that he done the last minute, man. It did things for me. It moved me.
I'm going to go with somebody I thought was a bit of an unsung hero last night, and I think he's doing a lot of the dirty work and stuff that you maybe take for granted. That I think to be fair, I don't think there was a failure in the Celtic team, even the players there was a few that I thought were a bit off the pace, but I thought everybody gave their all. But my man of the match, I'm going to get to Mikael Lustig. I thought he was excellent, and I think he's getting, because you remember at the start of last season, all we could talk about is he going to stay injury-free? And apart from his injury for Sweden, he's barely missed a kick the last 2 seasons, and I thought last night, again, he was just outstanding. Every ball, every diagonal that City tried to put down the left, Lustig cleared it. I thought he was fantastic.
I cut out a few of them, I must admit. Lustig was outstanding. I really like Lustig, and I'm not just saying this because I've recently discovered these missus vlogs on YouTube, but I really do like Lustig, and I think you see it with players. They say players play for managers and stuff. Lustig was die-hard under Lennon, he was die-hard under Dyler, and now under Rodgers he's the exact same. You can see just as, he's been here near enough 5 years now. He's got a love for the club. It's alright saying, he loves the club, blah blah, kind of patronising, but you can see the guy genuinely cares. And I never ever doubted his quality. It was just whether he could stay fit or not, because you were kind of getting bored of playing well for 5 weeks and then being out again. And as you say, he's been ever present this season when he's been in the team, and I really like him. Really like Lustig. I thought he was brilliant last night. He's always good in the tackle, and he's great getting forward as well. And he's becoming, when you talk to players that, players that you remember well, I think you always remember Lustig well. He's only 28 or something, 28, 29, so I hope he finishes his career here. Absolutely, and I think Rodgers in that see him as maybe a central defender, in future. We'd never have a problem with that. We'd not have a problem with that. As long as he stays fit, I would have him in the team.
Aye, I agree with that. I think the longer he's here, the better. And his experience will be invaluable as well. But like you say, he's not missing a trick now. He's still got, at least you'd like to think, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years at a very top level that we want to play at there. And just anything else you want to add on about the Man City game?
Just we back in the day City, I thought the City played quite well. We're in total shock first 20 minutes, but we do have some right good players, as you've seen. But they were in for a shock last night, big time, and they will, as Henry Winter tweeted, Kolarov will know what to remember the night he met Dembele anytime soon.
I thought City played some nice stuff, and I think they've looked by far the best team in the English Premier League. And
by far. If you look at it, right, I can't remember who they played in the first week of the season. No, I can't remember, it's gone. But they played Stoke, beat them, and they played West Ham. Right, so Stoke, Mark Hughes meant to be a kind of wily old fox. He's been about the Premiership now for about 10, 12 years. He's done this, done that. Eddie Howe at Bournemouth's meant to be the up-and-coming managerial genius. Bilic was everybody's favourite manager last year. He's beat Guardiola. Swansea are in the back of the dire straits, so he beat them obviously, right? And they blew it apart. Mönchengladbach.
They beat Sunderland 2-1 in the first day.
Sunderland, that's right, the noise. But last night, and I think it was, I can't remember who said it now. Was it my mate in uni said that Guardiola was fairly animated last night, whereas he usually just sits in his seat and kind of watches the performance. He was right out, he was directing traffic a lot of the night, and for a time he genuinely looked, bemused at what was going on, and I think that's just all credit to Celtic now, because they've made some right good teams like Man United. City were really good in that first half. I know we were watching a different game that day, but West Ham obviously they're a wee bit of trouble now, but they're a good team, and Gladbach obviously they're a good team. So to play like we did last night, we're really the first team to have a go at them, and I think that's the first time they've been behind all season, and not behind 3 times.
And they conceded me last night and they have another league all season. I think all credit to us, but City were good as well. So on domestic front, on Saturday we beat Kilmarnock 6-1. What was your general thoughts on that?
certainly were outstanding, apart from an absolute wonder goal. It would have been 6-0. We just seem to kind of keep rolling on now in the league, and it's good because I know it's no touch wood, it's not happened yet, and it won't happen for a long time. But even the Inverness game, I know we drew that, but we still played really well and created a lot of chances. And you just think that they knew there was such a good feeling about Celtic. And then Saturday we went one behind, and Hunter, who's normally on the pot, says I think we'll drop points today, and we were 2-1 up 2 minutes later. And that's just the way it's been, really, we say like this season. And we do score goals in bunches, and Saturday was really good. Some of the football we played on Saturday was brilliant. It's alright saying, it's Kilmarnock, this and that. They're a team's been to beat. And if every other team in the league's been credit for beating them, so should we. And we were outstanding Saturday. Rogic, again, I know his shooting was off, and his worst effort of the day ended up getting in, but the guy's just phenomenal.
I thought it was great to see, and it was good because it was another time we went behind. De Vries got stick for it, and maybe it was the reason he gets subbed, I don't know. But I think it was Merrick's confidence that went in an injury, but that's just my own personal opinion. But it was just great the way we just came back, and it could easily have been 7 or 8, Celtic were unlucky, no way. It's just, the standard of football is the best I've seen in probably the last 10 years. I don't think that's exaggerating, because although Stratton had success, obviously, so did Lennon for it, but the football wasn't fantastic. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the times, but just some of the stuff we're playing just now is just fantastic. It was my favourite part of the match on Saturday was there was a great move between, I think it was Lustig, Rogic and Forrest, and it was just absolutely stunning football, and it was unlucky we didn't score. But it got a standing ovation for the crowd. It's just, the way we're playing is fantastic.
I think it ended up Lustig cutting it back to Sinclair, didn't it?
That's
Rogic.
Aye.
That, I don't exaggerate much, even though I've just tapped Dundee go to Barcelona, but that, in my opinion, would have been the best Celtic goal I've ever seen score. If that had been in. That was such a great move, and I thought the Armstrong goal against Rangers was a great goal, but this one was, and the thing is as well, Sinclair really should have scored. They took a really bad touch, but it would have been a fantastic goal. And you do feel like their last night with the free kick and stuff, I know 6-1's are doing right, but you watch Celtic say, we're going to take 10 or 12 off a team, at some point, because we easily could have scored another 4 or 5 on Saturday. And I know that sounds kind of, disrespectful to the rest of the teams in the league, and I know it will sound disrespectful to these teams, but like Hamilton, kind of Partick Thistle, Kilmarnock, again, I think, if you take a go off these teams early, it could be about 9 or 10, the way that we're playing it in a minute.
Aye, I don't think it's an exaggeration. I think in the league there'll probably be about between 15 and 20 games where we do score more than 4 goals, 4 or more goals, I'd imagine, because we look fantastic.
We've scored 2 in every league game, haven't we, this season?
At least at
least 2. So, we're progressing. I think we've averaged, since... my scoring goals are the not similar. But even though we scored 6 on Saturday, I'm going, could have been more. Could have been 3 or 4 more. And I just can't shake the feeling. I said on Saturday, I was doing for a haircut, and the guy was asking me, I thought we got us, I think they're in for a doing today. And they went, Kilmarnock. I said, I think they're in for a real doing. And then I met him yesterday, and he said, something doing, Kilmarnock got. I said, aye, but see where I doing, I think I'm talking maybe a 9 now, because confidence up, we can score from anywhere on the park now. Tierney's getting himself in the end of moves, Lustig's get himself in the end of moves, Rogic, Sinclair, Perry, Griffiths, Forrest, Roberts, Brown and Beaton can chip in the defenders. It won't be a matter of time for Craig Gordon's coming up for a corner and flipping one in it.
So you're saying that we're due to get a team of down. Our next league game is Dundee on Saturday. It's Saturday lunchtime kickoff up at Dens Park. Dundee are currently sitting 9th in the league. They've only won 1 game so far. What's your thoughts on that game, and how do you see it on?
Dundee are struggling at the minute, but I came to Celtic last night against Man City. I do expect them to raise their game. Paul Hartley, I think, is a good manager. I've been up for it every day. Have good attacking options. And the last couple of years, we've not really had it easy at Dens Park, but it's just fully expected our Celtic win. I think score 2 or 3, maybe. But also with it being the last game before an international break, you can see Rodgers being like, right, give me 90 minutes of absolute best again, and then you can have 2 weeks off. So I think it could be another 5 or 6, especially if players like Sinclair and Dembele and that. I think he actually might go 2 up front for a change on Saturday.
Aye, I think, like you say, I know we spoke about it last month before the Aberdeen game, where we says it's a good chance to just end the second part of the season on a massive high. And I think we will, because even if we need to freshen up, guys like Griffiths and Roberts are desperate to get back in the team, and like they'll know when big games come up against Borussia Mönchengladbach, League Cup semi-final. They're going to be desperate to impress and get their place back in the team. So I think Dundee could be in for a bit of a rude awakening this Saturday.
And that's the thing, you'll probably be saying it, next Saturday when we're watching Scotland, you'll be like, can we just wish Celtic were playing? But if you look at it now, we've got such a big run of fixtures coming up in October, in the early part of November, that this will be good. So if you can get another big effort at the boys on Saturday, as you're saying, Dundee could bend for a bit of do. But never seem to have it like that out there recently. But as you say, I think if we get a couple of early goals, we could win 7 or 8. But no bother.
Just said we've not had it easy and predicted 7 or 8.
I know. But that's what Celtic does to you. Like, I mean, me and you were fairly optimistic last season and the season before and stuff. And we would never turn and say, do you know what, Dyer was this and that. We remain probably Dyer supporters. But it's just such a breath of fresh air at Celtic. Like, and it's no because, obviously it's because Rodgers is there, but mainly because everybody's pulling on the same side again for the first time in years. We've not really had that, bar a few months under Neil Lennon, where everybody's actually pulling in the same direction, and you can feel it now, like at Parkhead, where, you've got Rod Stewart down the huddle with people, and, not it's Griffiths' pals he was doing it with, but you've got Rod Stewart going to their games, even though it's the big games. You've got stadiums full for like Aberdeen and that, and it's like everybody's just bought into Rodgers. And such, like every time you're just looking at where Celtic to play. Every time they play, it's got to be 7 or 8. And you're getting to the point where we're turning into like the Bayern Munichs and what they're doing in their league. We're doing that to teams in our league, whereas for the last, and even like before Rangers died and all that, you were just beating these teams, not until maybe a Neil was the last time. And Strachan had it for a while, but like a Neil was the last time you were genuinely bodying these teams. Now under Rodgers, it's like Celtic -3 every week. It's brilliant to watch.
Aye. So you got a prediction for Saturday?
I'll keep it conservative. I'll say we've not kept a clean sheet in the league this season, so I'll say 5-1 and I'll go for Sinclair to get a hat-trick.
I'll say 6-0 to Celtic, and I'll go for Eric Sviatchenko to score first. So you get 8-0 shot ahead before we go?
No, not at all. Just how proud I was of Celtic no matter what happened last night.
Aye, I'd echo that. And we will be back next week. We should have a full complement. Hunter should return from injury. And we also may have a blast from the past, let's just say.
Blast from the past on Sunday night. Sunday night should be good.
So look out for that. Remember, you can always find us on Hail Hail Media, along with a great number of Celtic podcasts like this week, and I'm sure it'll keep coming. There's just been so many good podcasts, like Previewing City. It's just a fantastic network, so if you're not subscribed, I'd fully recommend that you do that. And like I said, we will be back, so it'll be Sunday night or Monday. Hopefully it should be it, but keep an eye on the Twitter, that's @RespectThePod. And if you've made it this far, we've got nothing but respect for you. Cheers for listening. Well.